Hello, welcome to another video from me, Mr. Morrison. So today we are going to create a little stopwatch for the microbit. You can see here my microbit is counting up in seconds, and it's counting up using special digits in an extension that allows us to not have numbers that are scrolling, but have numbers that are side by side when it's counting up. So this can go up to 99, but that's plenty for a little stopwatch. And if we press button B, we can stop the stopwatch, read the number, and then press A again to start the stopwatch. So let's get coding. So to create our stopwatch, we are going to not need on start, but we will need forever. The main one we're going to use is on button A pressed, because on button A pressed, we're going to start the timer. On button B pressed, we're going to stop the timer. But we need a couple of variables first. So we need to go into the variables and we need to make two variables. One's going to be seconds. So we need to know how many seconds we have. And the second one is going to be running. So the microbit doesn't actually have a clock that's fully synced with anything. So using a variable is the best way to do this for what we're going to use. So we're going to then set, and we're going to change this to seconds, and then I'm going to duplicate and have another one that is running. So we've got seconds, and then running is just the length of time the timer has been running. So we're going to set seconds to 0 every time button A is pressed, and then we're going to set running to, and we're going to make it a statement that it's true. So that just means it's on. So if something's true, it's on. Then we're going to go into loops and we're going to have a while loop. So we're going to say while, and then we're going to say while the timer is on, we're going to do something. So we're going to go while, and we're going to go into logic, and we're going to find is equal to, and we're then going to find the variable running is equal to, and then we're going to find true. So ignore this at the moment because it's just complaining we haven't put anything in. So this means while running is true, so while the timer is on, we're going to do something. So we're going to have my fancy font, and that can be found in extensions, the grey one here, and we're searching for Whaleysans. So Whaleysans. And we have Whaleysans, we just click on it, and now the Whaleysans font is going to be one of the options here. Then I'm going to drag the Whaleysans number in here. The number we're wanting to put in here is going to be seconds. So I'm just going to drag seconds in there. So we have all of that in. Then we're going to go basic, and we're going to go for pause. We're going to go for 1 second. Finally, we're going to go into variables, and we're going to change seconds by 1, like this. Finally, we need in our forever, we're going to have what happens when button B is pressed. So we're going to make that a logic statement. So it's if true. So if button B is pressed, and actually if we go into input, we can find one that matches the shape. And then we're going to go into B. So if button B is pressed, then we are going to go into variables, and we're going to set running to false. So that means it's going to stop. So we're going to go to logic, scroll to the bottom, find false. It'll complain a couple of times until you have everything in place, because it'll go, oh, you need something else before this will work. So we've added what we need now. So that is now going to, when button B, press stop the timer. So let's try. Press button A. It's counting up in seconds. If I press button B, it'll stop the timer and we can read the seconds. And then if I press button A, it's going to start the timer again. So that's our stopwatch. Download it onto your microbit, and I hope to see you in another video very soon.